KPEL News Time coming up now on 6:39, and joining us on the line, one of our folks who we know very well, and you likely will too. This is Margaret Traha with United Way of Acadiana. Margaret, good morning.
Good morning, Bernie.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. You know, everybody wants to help out, especially, those people who have not been affected, and they want to do what they can. How can people help, and how is United Way helping to facilitate that?
Well, we know how generous people in Acadiana are and how much they want to be involved. And so we've got several ways for them to help that I think will be very positive and constructive. One of the easiest things to do is to donate. And we set up a way for people to simply text to 41444 and then text the words flood 2016, all ran together as one big word. And they can make a contribution of just about any size, because money can then be used to help purchase the things that people are going to need that maybe aren't being offered in other ways. The other thing that people can do is if they want to donate items, particular supplies, our warehouse at 215 East Pinhook is a central location for all donations of goods that people may have. And that includes things like buckets, mops, cleaning supplies, rubber gloves, masks. We're also looking for school supplies because there's been some flooding in local schools, and some of that has been lost. New unopened packages of socks and unopened packages of underwear for both adult and children. There's a whole long list, and they can go on our website at unitedwayofacadiana.org and see the complete list of items.
I think people kind of had this interpretation, there might be some flash flooding, and if it wasn't really affecting their neighborhood, they weren't thinking very much about it. This is really a huge incident. It's maybe not as many areas as maybe a hurricane, but it's a similar type of situation. People have lost everything.
Exactly, and we know that in Lafayette Parish alone, almost 1,000 people had to be rescued from their homes. And so that gives you some indication of the damage. And that's not counting people who took water in, but, stayed in their homes the entire time and tried to salvage what they could. So the damage estimates won't be known until later this week, once the teams have had time to go out and assess exactly where the worst of it is. And so we know that it's going to take weeks and months for the damages to even be fully appreciated, let alone repaired or fixed. And so we've got a long haul. So by starting out with either donating some supplies or by donating financially, either way, it's going to be put to good use, and it's going to take us pulling together as a community far and wide to make this happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Margaret Traha with United Way of Acadiana, thank you so much. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Bernie.
Okay. All right. Coming up now on 6:42, we will post that interview. We'll have that available for you. We'll give you also the text number that Miss Margaret was talking about, so people will know, if you want to help out financially. And, those things like cleaning supplies and the buckets, those different things,
it goes a really long way.
Yeah, it does.
It may seem like a little bit, but whenever you have nothing,
yep.
It really does go a long way. There's going to be a lot of work to be done. It just kind of brings back memories of seeing houses with, half their drywall cut off because the bottom half needs to be replaced because of the water. So lots of work to be done. But, Acadiana, I know you're up to the challenge.
Yeah.
So
as far as traffic, we shall do this part officially, if you will. All right, so we just have some major headaches. Like, let's say you're coming down I-49 southbound, okay? And when you meet up I-49 at I-10, you're like, I always take, I-49 southbound so I can take I-10 west. Bah, not going to work.
Also, if you're coming westbound I-10 trying to get to Lafayette, you can't go any further past I-49. So if you're trying to get actually into Lafayette, you need to get off at the throughway, go down into downtown, that direction.
So you're going to have to circumvent is what you're saying.
You can't go straight through to Ambassador as you normally would.
We cannot stress enough how much you need to take a look at the website or the Facebook page to look at all the closures, because depending on where you're going, you're going to kind of have to map out what you're doing today specifically, so you'll know which is the easiest way. So we've got closures on I-10, including, at Crowley as well, right?
Yep, that's both sides of the lanes right there at Crowley.
Then we have the 90 situation. That's by Highway
92, right?
165 is what I'm thinking of there, too. So we got some situations with that area, plus a whole host of other areas where the water is not yet receded. We're going to know more later this morning. The sun's coming up. It's out there. But it's going to be a very fluid situation. So keep it all in mind. Keep your patients with you. There's a lot of folks out there that, their struggle is not, hey, how do I get to work today? But, hey, how do I start to repair this?
Exactly.
Don't forget, you need to, it's very important, report your damage. That information is also at the website, but if you do want to call us, we'll try to answer any questions we can at 232-1542, 232-1542.